would like to invite Turkish Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Namik Tan, to deliver the keynote address. Arriving in Washington, D.C. in February 2010, he brought with him over 20 years of experience in the Turkish Foreign Service. He has served in many key roles, including Ambassador to Israel, Deputy Undersecretary of Bilateral Political Affairs and Public Diplomacy at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not a drummer. I'm just a simple diplomat. At the outset, ladies and gentlemen, I should thank the Middle East Institute and President of the Middle East Institute, Ambassador Chamberlain, for organizing this timely event. I congratulate the Center for Turkish Studies at the Institute for its commendable work on Turkey in the short period since it began its activities as a separate branch. I would specifically thank Gönül Tol, the Executive Director of the Center. I hope these annual conferences will continue to be one of the key events in the United States on Turkey, offering perspectives on Turkish domestic and foreign policy issues for U.S. policy leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, Turkey has always been at the epicenter of many important events. This is not a deliberate choice, obviously. Our geography and historical experience compel Turkey to be an attentive player in various contemporary issues of global importance. Indeed, the Iranian nuclear issue, the instability in Iraq, the Arab-Israeli conflict, the conflicts in the Caucasus, former Yugoslavia, Afghanistan, and the Cyprus question are just a few of the globally important issues that demand our involvement. Apart from a short period of relief and optimism after the Cold War, there has hardly been a year which has not been overshadowed by conflicts and sources of instability. This has made our job as Turkish diplomats more pressing and demanding. I recall my address in the same forum exactly a year ago. At that time, the Iranian nuclear issue, the future of Iraq, the Middle East peace process, and Turkish-Israeli relations were the highlights of the busy agenda of international relations. Now, in addition to these issues, we have a completely new set of issues to deal with. We are now witnessing dramatic and historical events unfolding in our region. Indeed, 5 months ago, none of us would have predicted that NATO planes would be flying over Libya. Similarly, few, if any, of us could have anticipated that the end of decades-long rule of power holders in Egypt and Tunisia in a matter of weeks. In most of these important events happening across Eurasia, two actors have continued to play a vital role. Obviously, the first one is the United States, owing to its sole status as the global power, and the other is Turkey, which is increasingly becoming active in various regions and on various issues as an influential regional power. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now turn to the historic developments in the Middle East and North Africa and elaborate on why a strong Turkish-US partnership is essential to help the people in our region enjoy the benefits of democracy. No doubt, the changes in the Arab world have raised hopes across the globe. This is self-evident in the Islamic world. However, they have also raised many valid questions regarding the future. We are certainly encouraged by the fact that dignity and indigenous will of the people prevailed in Egypt and Tunisia. But we also hope that the transition towards a participatory democratic system will be smooth and peaceful, catering to the needs and demands of the people. Yet, change is not always peaceful. We are dismayed by the unfortunate turn of violence in Libya. Turkey's vision towards our region has been consistent for years. As early as 2003, Turkish President Abdullah Gül, in his former capacity as foreign minister, called on the leaders of Organization of the Islamic Conference member states in Tehran to put their houses in order as a matter of utmost priority. In that meeting, he stressed the importance of democratic principles, respect for fundamental rights and freedoms, the rule of law, good governance, transparency, and accountability. This vision envisages the strengthening of the democratic rights and freedoms in the Middle East and beyond, where popular demands will be met through a democratic and participatory system. It is not driven by self-interest or a desire to expand our domain of influence. Our main guiding principle has been universal values. That is why, although the first tide of events in Tunisia and Egypt caught many by surprise, Turkey did not hesitate to deliver a clear message at an early stage. Prime Minister Erdogan was the first leader who called upon the former leader of Egypt to meet the demands of the people or step down. Turkey's position regarding Libya has also been unambiguous. While we have upheld the independence, unity, and territorial integrity of Libya, we stress that the use of violence against civilians is unacceptable. In the early days of the conflict, we avoided sensational rhetoric, but made it clear that transformation should follow a peaceful course without threatening the peace and security of the people. We made clear calls to the Libyan leader to meet the demands of his people.